Oh man, I desperately need a haircut. I mean, the only thing I can do is as long as just like go full Asterian and just hope that works. I'm not sure it works. So, in our subreddit, we hold monthly contests. We've held monthly contests for like a decade or so, where we throw out a prompt and our subscribers and our comic artists, they have like a month to draw comics based on that prompt. And then, you know, they get scored at the end of the month. We have an award ceremony. And the latest prompt that we threw out was superheroes. It's actually the second time we've done this. We've held another superhero contest about 9 years ago. So we figured like enough time has passed to where we can throw out that prompt and do that contest again. You can't expect us to have original ideas every month. And I figured I'd do a thing where I could like do a showcase of the top 5 comics from the latest contest. And I'm probably going to be doing this moving forward as well. Just doing a steady showcase of the top 5 from our monthly contests on this channel. Hopefully this can serve as sort of like an inspiration for people to participate and draw comics for the contest. Because, you know, who doesn't like a bit of extra recognition? And keeping with our idea for this channel and what we want to do here, how we want to do things like the right way, I have, before I made this video, asked for and received permission from all 5 people to showcase their comics, because we kind of don't want to just take people's comics without asking. Because, you know, we don't want to just take people's comics without asking. Who would do such a thing? Without further ado, in 5th place, we have Marzipan Bread with their comic Never Ending Battle. Foolish evils doer, fighting Mois only to fail your path. Polska is have specialist, strongest superpower, regeneration. Kurwa. That is typically how it goes. Poland gets buried. Some time passes. Some more time passes. Regeneracja completes. Polska live. Moi here villains face mine justice power. Kurwa. Is Poland currently like at its... Are we on the record? Like the amount of time that Poland has existed without being disintegrated or partitioned by its neighboring countries? They've had some rough going in their history. We're hoping that they can pull it out this time. In 4th place, we have Matt DC with the comic Super Poland versus Omskbat. Super Poland. Omskbat, I won't let you sell off crocodile anymore. There's Russia. Easier than of shooting drum. Is this vodka? Vodka? Suka? Well, if you sell crocodile only in Russia, it's a matter of personal freedom of choice. I don't care. People, I've said this before on the channel, I'm gonna say it again. Don't Google, like, just, you know, long-term effects of use of crocodile. It is awful, it is atrocious. Now, the Omsk bird is a bit of an interesting side case. People are always wonder, like, what's this character and what's it doing in Polandball comics? It's sort of like a different meme. The Omsk bird showed up about the same time as the original Polandball comics in 2009, whereas where Polandball comes from Kraut-chan, the German Chan image board, Omsk bird showed up in, like, Russian boards. It's based on a drawing called The Winged Doom by Heiko Müller. And it's sort of like just this representation of drug use and surrealism and Russian dystopia. And it's sort of like just been grandfathered in, because it appeared in a bunch of really, really early Polandball comics, as well as being like its own thing. And it just sort of like stuck to, we're like, yeah, Omsk bird is part of the Polandball canon. Like, it's an existing character in Polandball comics, despite the fact that it's not a Countryballs, mostly just because they sort of share an origin. And back in the day of the very first Polandball comics, where there were like no rules and no quality control and anyone could just do whatever they want, they threw in the Omsk bird in a couple of comics and it just stuck. Next up, in pretty much shared 2nd place, because we had 2 comics that had like practically the same score. The first one from Kimichika 1588 with the comic Hero Poland versus the Most Vicious Villain. There's a lot of commonality here between characters. Like, the first ones are just all Poland, and then it's a lot of like Israel-Palestine in the end, which is sort of like, kind of figure that people would use that as a topic right now. Just, you know, people try to stay relevant. Super Justice Poland, trademark. High remove kebability. Remove kebab. We're doing classics. Polish-made villain detector. Return to the soil after being divided. So we're describing his superpowers, and obviously, same joke here, that Poland is in fact immortal. I find you, rival evil Britain. Pay crime now. That's a nicely drawn cape. That's a nice flowing cape. I like how they drew that cape. What? I'm just a civilian, mate. Yeah, you cannot fool my. I know crime example. You did make concentrate camp of white Christian. It's true. Bring big kurva into infidel desert. Also true, they did do that. Going incest and much, much more. They did do that too. Sure, I've done similar things in the past, but I still think you've got the wrong guy. I wouldn't have gone by the childish name Evil Britain in the first place. Did someone call my name? Oh, ni same is double. No, it's not. I am the only evil Briton, you cunt. Wow. Wow. But what difference between? Alright, I'll tell you, toy hero of lower races. Jesus Christ. I'm almost the same as the gentle clay there, save the fact that I put the milk before the tea. Blimey. Blimey? I don't know. I guess blimey is British as well. I've always associated blimey more with like Australia. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is British. Oh yeah, maybe it is British, of course. Yeah. Australia's crikey, not blimey. Super Justice Poland, trademark. Unusually well done. Super Justice Poland, trademark. Found and captured 2 villains in town. I doesn't care whether put milk before tea or after, said Poland, after the daring arrest. The authorities put him on the list of thought criminals. So on a personal note, if you ask me, love the setup, love that they actually went for the topic of like actual, superpower or like superhero. In the first comics, it's just sort of like normal Poland, but here they actually like just played it straight with the topic and just did a superhero persona, even gave them a little cape and stuff. Like that, thought that it sort of petered out a bit in the end, if I'm gonna give some sort of criticism, that like the actual punchline could have probably been a bit better. It felt like it was like building up to something, but then in the end it didn't really go anywhere. But all in all, very solid comic. Second place, Doodle Roar with the comic Deus Est Machina. Machina. It's a little play on word on Deus Ex Machina. Let's see where this goes. Shitfuck neighbors are fighting again. Thing do is only one. Calling now of Deus Ex Machina. See this again, like we're doing an actual superhero persona. Love this. This is what the contest was about. Ego has arrived to halting your conflict at will of good Catholic. Arab Nazi, settler filth, disgust kebab, Jew stink. Ego shall use powers of holiness and kindness of Deus to... I guess we're seeing stuff from his point of view, from his vision. Holy sea cam. Holy clay spotted. You'd think this is just like a yellow flag, but like that's, I think it's like the Ayyubid Sultanate. Their banner was just a yellow flag. Activating, what does this say here? Domus Cruris? I don't know, I can't read Latin. But yes, this is what he actually sees when he's looking at them. Use kindness of Deus to finish what Ego started. So, we start with Israel-Palestine. We end with classic Deus Vult, classic crusade meme of we shall go in the name of Catholicism to reclaim the Holy Lands. Ha 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 ha. Wonderful art. Love that they stayed on topic with the contest theme. Again, however, and this is like, I hate doing this criticism, but I'm sorry, Doodle Roar. I'm sorry to do this. There's an old webcomic called Control-Alt-Delete. It's been widely mocked and criticized for like its sort of bad writing. Most famous probably nowadays for the Loss meme, where everyone has done like a million different versions of that comic he did. But even before then, he was like known as sort of like a hack writer, because he always did like his setup and punchline to like someone says something that annoys someone else, and then in the final panel person B just kills person A. That's the punchline, where he just shoots them or cuts their head off or stabs them with a knife or whatever. So it's like, haha, I said thing that annoyed you, Oh, you got annoyed at thing I said. Oh no, I'm dead. And and that's like I've seen, and we have so many Polandball comics as well that we get sent in like approval requests of just that. The final panel is just a country stabbing another country to death, and that's it. That's the joke. And it's sort of like, I don't exactly think that it is a joke, right? I think it's sort of like a cop-out to end the comic that way, because you couldn't really think of anything else. Again, I love the comic, I love the art, I love just the ideas and the creativity behind it, but I think it sort of dropped the ball a little bit on the actual punchline. I think you could have gone somewhere funnier with this. And then we come to the actual winner of the latest monthly contest, Georgius NL, with their fantastic comic, Iran Man. Yes, we're starting with Israel-Palestine, of course we are. Is villain Jew of transgressing innocent civilian. Looking time like of Iran Man. Okay, good. We got an actual superhero or supervillain, I guess. It's got some Robin style to it. I guess, yeah, works as hero. Here you going? Thank Iran Man. It getting brother. I love the spelling of torpedo. Blam! So I guess that didn't work out too well for Palestine. Oh, Iran Man, please helps. Eye of distress. Woo! Go Philistine! All right, we got the foam hand. It's almost a handy pole. I hate it. No, it's fine. So yeah, I get the joke basically just being that like Iran funding Palestine's attack on Israel, but then when things start to go to shit for Palestine, as a consequence, Iran wants nothing to do with it and is just staying on the sidelines, saying like, "Oh, I ain't getting involved in this. You're on your own, guys." That's kind of been the thing, I guess, of Palestine, just getting the shit end of every stick throughout their entire existence. And we're living in tricky times right now because obviously this is the big conflict. This is what you could make Polandball comics about, like just the whole Israel-Palestine thing. But it's one of those, what do I say? How do I make the comic? You can either go for like just really, really trying to not piss anyone off, in which case you have to be very, very like in the middle, don't take any sort of side whatsoever. Or you go balls to the wall, like some of our comic artists, like Machine Gun Mike for whatever, and just go like, no, I'm just gonna piss everyone off instead. which is also probably, like, those are the two, right? If you pick either side, if you pick either Palestine side or Israel side, people are gonna come after you. So you gotta either you gotta like not make fun of either of them, or you gotta portray both of them as assholes. That's sort of like what you can do to get away with it in comics right now. But who am I to complain? Back when we did the superhero contest the first time, my comic was about Sweden, obviously, being the neutral power. That was when we had like the ongoing genocide in Sudan, and Sweden classically refused to get involved because we refused to designate what was happening as a genocide. We said that it is genocide-like, but we don't. It's like a genocide. It's not a genocide, people. It's just like a genocide. And since we said that, then it's like, okay, then we don't actually have to get involved. So when it comes to the whole thing of not picking a side to not piss anyone off and staying safe on the outside, I guess I am not one to judge, being from Sweden. But anyway, those are the top 5 comics of our latest monthly contest, and we're gonna fire up a new monthly contest. I think like later today is when the contest thread is gonna go up, as of recording this at least. And go participate. Go participate in the subreddit. Create a Reddit account. Become an approved submitter in our subreddit. Make comics and keep this thing going, right? And until then, I will see you again some other time on this channel for something completely different.